Namaste Yogi. I'm going to offer you a 30-minute practice this morning, focusing on the hips with the idea of keeping them flexible, open, so really plenty little exercises and movement to keep the hips moving and healthy. So whichever tightness you feel, don't worry and just keep moving and adapt all what I will offer you today. So let's get started. Sitting onto your mat with the feet together, quite far from the ground, and you're just gonna fold over as far as you can. And when you lift your upper body, you bring back the feet, the heels next to the ground, and you just bring the knees side to side, rock them towards the ground. And again, open up with the feet further than the ground, fold over, stay here for a couple of breaths. And with the next inhale, lift from your chest, bring back the feet near the ground, lower your knees towards the ground, strengthen the back. Again, move the feet away, fold over. Even if you can't fold far, doesn't matter, just allow the back to round and to breathe into your fold. And then you're going to come on all four. And we're going to start with whichever side leg. And we're going to bring the knee sideways, back and up, like if we were drawing circle. So front. As you reach to the side, try to lift to already start feeling the idea of opening the hips and then bring it back. Again, circle. Find your movement. Front, side, back, and circle again. Front, side, back. Keep the foot flexed as you do so to more focus onto the hips and the knees that drag the hip side to side. Again, a couple more. Front, side, back. Front, side, back. We'll have done 10 by the end or more if you've done more. Front. I'm fighting with the wind. And you're gonna go onto the other leg and same thing. So finding your circle from the hip and remembering to lift the knee to open the hips. 3. Coming to the side, circle, and bring back the knee to the chest, to the side, back, front, again, to the side, up, front, to the side, up, back to the front, and a few more, circling. 1 and 2 and 3, and once you've done your 10, onto the other side, and you lower your hips as the knees come apart onto your mat. So finding balasana with the idea of sinking your hips as low as you can towards the ground, relaxing the hips. Stay here, breathe comfortably, feeling the breathing coming into this part of the body, and then rounding your back to come back onto all four. This time you're going to lift the left leg and come into half pigeon, so folding your front leg, that left leg, to the side, and we're going to keep the back leg straight, so coming onto the tiptoes to square your hips as that left leg is as square as possible. So it's like if you're trying with your foot to reach your right elbow and your knee, your left elbow, and as square that leg can be, more effect you will feel into the hips. can stay here, or you can go further into diving the tailbone down as you use your arms to straighten your back and lift from the sternum. Come out. Find downward facing dog, pressing through your arm, fingertips spread. You can have your legs half bent or straight. Relax the head. Maybe a little movement onto your legs before you find your other side leg. So right leg for me into half pigeon. So we first keep the left leg straight onto the tiptoes, squaring the hip and trying to square that right leg. So the foot looking at reaching the left elbow and the knee, the right elbow. And staying here, just breathing, focusing on squaring of the hips. You can stay longer here, or if you want to go a bit further and comfortable into sort of back bending with the open hips, you use your arms to dive the tailbone down and lift the sternum up. A couple of extra breaths here before you move back your legs forward. Keep the right leg bent. So here different option how to do this exercise. So you can use your hands or not, and whether you use them or not will be more challenging. So here I'm using my right arm to push against the bent leg, so against the knee, and keeping the other leg straight with the foot flex, and I'm just gonna fold, so push against the knee and then fold over the leg straight. So again, push against the knee and fold over, just relax that top arm just to find a round. And so here again, that's where you can use or not the hands to lift your body off the ground and shift the weight from one side to the other with the movement of the arm. And so definitely if this is too much, just use your hands to push yourself back up and to fold again, or you can do longer what we've just done before with one leg bent and folding your body over the leg straight. Okay, so we keep going. If you're with me here without the arms, and each time your body fold toward the leg straight, and so you push that hip on opposite direction. Relax your arms. The arms are just here following the movement of the legs. Okay, one more time. Inhale up and stay a few breaths as low as you can. And come back with the right leg straight. Right leg bent, left straight. And then coming to find a squat, so as low as you can. Even if your feet can't be completely fully down, you can be onto your tiptoes into a squat. It will be just a bit more challenging. So here the exercise will be to come from a squat into a sort of preparation for Titiba asana, which is an arm balance. So you want your arms to reach underneath your leg, like if you were grabbing something to pull behind you, and go into that sort of rocking motion between straight back into your squat and then with arms reaching far underneath the legs. And again, a few more. 1, reach underneath, fall into your squat and reach and fold and reach a last time. Well done. Come back into your squat, and then just use your hands behind you, and you're going to rock your knees side to side to the same direction, and trying that you feel that the movement of the knees going down is going to impact the movement of the hips, and move with that. Try to not use your hands, so you can bring your hands onto your waist to just follow the movement that is guided by bringing the knees towards the ground. Okay, and then you're going to straighten your right leg and bend the left, bringing the foot into the crease of the elbow, like if you were hugging this leg. And again, here we're trying to get the leg as square as possible. Exactly what we've done into a half pigeon previously, but holding. Then you're gonna hold your hip, your right hip with your hand as you lengthen the leg. So even if you can't reach the foot, or you can just bring the hands along the leg, or you can also bend the leg and do the same work on feeling the opening of the hips as the leg goes sideways. And then bring the foot on top of your thigh, align the sole of the foot with the outer edge of your thigh, and fold as far as you can, just staying here for a few breaths. And you can do the same with the leg half bend. If you're restricting with the hamstring of the lower back, it will still help the movement into the hip. So let's do for the other side. So the leg come first like into the crease of the elbow, rocking the leg and keeping it as square as possible. And as much as you pull, and try to keep the back straight and that awareness of lifting from the chest. Do not run into your back. And then one hand holding your hips, the leg going sideways even if the leg is bent. Find that action of your hand onto your left hip is almost pushing it down to ground the hips into the ground, and the other legs open up. Okay, and then bring the foot over the thigh, aligning the sole with the outer edge of the thigh and folding over. Staying here for a few breaths. And remember, if you need to bend the leg and to do the same work with the leg half bent, please do so. A couple of more breaths before we move out. And finding again a squat. And bring the hands together into your squat to strengthen your back. And then you're going to walk your hands to find a lunging position for the legs. So both arms onto the inner side of the left leg this time. I keep my right foot onto the tiptoes. And I'm just going to do this sort of movement of sort of rocking the leg side to side, rocking the knee tiny bit towards the ground, but keeping the foot onto the tiptoes for my back leg. So see what works for you here. If it's too challenging onto the wrist, you can do the same thing onto your forearms. And then we're going to lower the back knee, lower the right forearms, and push with your left hand. Push your knee away from you. You can stay here, or if you want a bit more, then you can bend the back leg, hold the foot, and keeping that twist of the upper body. Stay here for one more breath before you release. Come back into your lunge, and this time we're going to do a twisted lunge. So right arm stays down, left arm reach up. Keep a steady knee on top of your ankle for the front leg. Come back into your lunge, step back into a plank. Here we're going to do that little exercise of stepping one leg forward. I'm just moving my mat. So now actually we're going to keep the exercise onto the other side. So lunging with both arms onto the inner side of your leg, what we've just done onto the other side. So this time my right leg is bent, left leg extended onto the tiptoes. And again, finding that action of rocking from tiptoes to heel with the right knee going towards the ground. Then as I lower my knee and my forearm, so left side, left forearm, left knee, I push my right knee away from me. Option A to stay here. Option B, a bit more challenging, to bend that back leg, to grab the foot and using the pull of the foot to twist your torso into this position. Release. Find your twisted lunge, left hand down, opening the right arm up. and then find a high plank. That's where the exercise is going to come. We're going to step one foot to the other edge of both arms and back into the high plank. So okay, 1 on each side, 2 on each side, and 3 left, step back, and 4 step forward, step back, other leg, step back, 5 step forward, step back, 6 step back, 7 step back, 8 step back. It will probably make 10 because I started counting afterward. So relax into a downward facing dog, pushing through your arms, sitting bone reaching up, keeping the legs half bent or straight as you wish. And then you're going to step or jump forward if it's in your practice to jump forward. And we're going to find that sort of squat with bringing the body, the upper body at the level of your thigh. So you're leveling the tailbone with your knee and extending your arms overhead. And then you're going to release with a sort of a twist, right hand reach down. And again, both arms overhead and on the other side. Then stay here, squat, then strengthen your legs. Keep just the weight of the upper body dropping down. That's just the gravity working, allowing the gravity of the body to drop onto your forearms or onto your fingertips, depending on your flexibility. And you're going to walk your hands back to find a downward dog with legs apart. And finding a twist, so one opposite hand reaching for the calf muscle or the chin, pulling the body to twist the upper body, and then come back into that squat and strengthen the legs. So again, we're going to do squatting, strengthen your arms, reach down, strengthen the legs. Again, lift, squat, reach down, legs straight. One more time, squat, arms overhead by your ears, and strengthen your legs. And again, reach far, strengthen the legs, dive the chest towards the mat. And this is it, just stay into downward dog. Breathing. And so here we're going to lift the left leg. And we're going to again focus on opening the hips as your knee really reach far toward your right side. And then with the leg, you're going to, into downward dog, you're going to draw a circle like what we've just done on all four. So if it's too challenging for you to do it into downward dog because it does require a bit of strength into the arm, then you can opt to do again on all four like we've done at the beginning. So we're doing 10 circle. You can do more, you can do less on this side. And no, actually what I'm doing 5 circle on one direction and 5 on the other direction. Just exploring. Sometimes there's one direction which seems more awkward than the other, and trying to work to find the fluidity into that. Then you're going to step the foot forward and find a half a split, so you're onto your heel for that left leg. And depending on what's your flexibility into hamstring and hips, you might slide your knees further, or you can stay where we just started with the right leg bent onto your knee. And if it's in your practice to the split, just go for it. Hanumanasana in Sanskrit. So, and trying into the split to square the hips. And then we can do the exercise that you can do also is if the back leg is bent, to lower the upper body toward the front leg. So reach down and strengthen 4 or 5 times. Then wherever you are into your split, pushing back to find down dog. And then we're going to do the same thing we've just done. So 5 circles on one direction with the left leg this time. So trying to reach front, side, open and back. Front, side, open the hips and back. Front, side, open and roll back. Front, side, open and roll. I think I've done 10 finally onto the side, and now I'm doing the other side, other direction. So back, up and re-squaring. Can I try to be steady onto my arms and moving through the hips with the leg guiding the movement. 6. And then the last one, you will lift the leg like what we started on the other side, just to bend and bring the knee away from you. And then step the foot to find half split. So onto your heel, your foot is flexed. You can stay with that onto your knee. You can also, more than welcome, use block here and to work towards the split to find more height for your upper body and bring more weight onto the hips. And so wherever you can reach, with sliding the knees away if you wish. And even if not, with a half split, you can do this exercise to bring the chest towards the front leg. Two more, last one, and I push myself away, bringing back the legs together. Finding down a facing dog. And then we're going to lower the knees apart onto your mat to come back into a child pose with sinking the hips down and bringing back that focus onto the hips. And then coming out of your child pose, you're going to step forward to lift the right leg and to balance, to find half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, with balancing onto the left side, so left arm, left leg, and then opening up and flexing the foot, opening up the hips and finding the balance here. Then when you come out of half moon, lift the leg higher before you bend back into a forward bend. Same thing onto the other side. So first square your hips, lift the leg, and then start balancing onto right arm, right leg, flexing the foot of the balancing leg and strengthening your arms. The most challenging here is to actually gaze up and then lift the leg higher before you step back the leg to find a warrior 2. Again, we are squaring the hip, and then we bring back as we lower the knee into the lunge. We bring the hands onto the lower back to have a slide, a push down onto the lower back. And then you can bend your back leg, hold the foot, going into a sort of a twist as you keep diving the tailbone down. Then sway your arms up, step back the back leg, step forward and find warrior 2 onto the other side. Arms fully extended. Front leg with the knee on top of the ankle. Back leg straight with a 45-degree angle for the foot. And then you're going to lower again into a lunge. So lower that right knee down. Dive the tailbone down as you press and slide onto lower back and hips with your hands behind you. And come out of it. One more squat here. So malasana. So the hands are connecting into each other, pushing against your knees. Your knees are sort of pushing back. And then you're going to grab your right leg with holding the other edge of the foot as you push the knee away from you. And so use also this grip onto your foot to strengthen your back and keep the lift from the sternum. Same thing on the other side. So push the knee away, back straight, lift from the chest. And if you want to challenge yourself into doing the same thing and balancing with holding both legs, it can be quite tricky to balance onto the sitting bones. So see how you go. And then folding with the feet together. And then we're going to do a few times of holding the feet as we did. Then you bring them down into Bakasana. And then you rock your body to come onto almost of a standing, so feet down. So again, hold your feet, balance, feet down. Lower your upper body, rock and lift the bottom of the ground. Well done. And then just hook yourself against one knee, push the other knee away from yourself. A few times on each side. At your pace. You can do less, you can do more. And the last one. Before you come into a higher squat, and then we're gonna sort of sway the shoulder, like if you were dragging the shoulder to the middle line of both legs into that squat. So from one side to the other, and try to be strong into your legs. Stabilize the knee on top of the ankle, and shoulder reach. When you had enough, then reach under with your arms, legs apart, what we've done before you lower the knees again into Balasana, the child pose, forehead connected into the ground. And coming out of Balasana, we will find Janu Shirshasana. So the left leg is bent, right leg straight, and I fold over that right leg. Doesn't matter the flexibility you have here. So some of you will easily find the foot, or some of you will be far from that, but just keep the focus on where you up to and what you need into this stretch. With relaxing the upper body, you want that top arm to not feel awkward, just folding over you. And if it is awkward, don't use that top arm bent or hold your shoulder, and really find that opening of the hip as you fold towards the leg straight. And stay on each side for a few breaths to really take the time to find that opening feeling. Then come back on all four, do one circle with your knee, and balancing with holding your foot, so same arm, same leg, and resisting the foot into your hand as you pull and reach up. Same thing on the other side. If it's too much, just don't do really. You can keep doing circle with the hips. Trying to hold the balancing with the leg kicked up for at least a breath or two. And then lower, we're gonna start winding down with what we've done before to bring both knees to one side and to the other. Don't use your hands, but follow the movement, guiding by the knees as the hips follow. And then you will roll onto your back. Grab, so depending for everyone again, some of you will be only comfortable to grab the back of the leg or anywhere along the leg. Some of you the other edge of the feet or the big toes. For everyone, the idea is wherever you grab the leg, we want to push the knees towards the ground and really having that feeling of the lower back flattening onto the mat. And once you've done it for a few breaths, then you can just circle your knees side to side, staying onto your back and starting relaxing before you drop both knees to the right side. And you can bring the right foot on top of the left knee, and same thing onto the left side. This time left foot can come on top of the right knee into the twist. And then you can rock your knees side to side, whatever you feel that feels right for you, to start relaxing and lying down into your Shavasana, taking as long as you wish to bring back the focus onto the feelings of your body, the feeling of the breath coming in and out through your nose, and a thought of gratitude for the work you've just done. Thank you, Yogi, for joining this practice. I really hope it was useful for you today, and don't hesitate to do it as much as you can. Honestly, you will really feel the difference if you commit to a regular practice, and keep those hips moving. Thank you again. Have a good day.